INFJs. This is why people suddenly hate you. INFJs often walk through life carrying a depth few can understand. They are empathetic, insightful, and deeply intuitive, but these very qualities, so rare and so powerful, sometimes make people uncomfortable. Have you ever experienced a friend suddenly turning cold, a colleague becoming inexplicably distant, or someone you trusted silently resenting you? INFJs often find themselves asking, "What did I do wrong?" But the truth is rarely about action, it's about perception, projection, and discomfort caused by the INFJ's very presence. 1. INFJs see through facades. INFJs are masters at reading people. They notice subtle shifts in tone, body language, and emotion that others miss entirely. They intuitively sense when someone is hiding something, pretending, or being less than authentic. While this skill is a gift, it can make others feel exposed. When a person senses that the INFJ has seen through them, it can provoke discomfort, defensiveness, or even resentment. People may lash out subtly, gossip, or suddenly withdraw affection, not because of what the INFJ did, but because the INFJ's clarity forced them to confront parts of themselves they prefer to hide. 2. Their empathy can be intimidating. INFJs feel emotions at a deep level, often picking up on the feelings of others before they are expressed. This empathy can be disarming to people who are emotionally guarded or unwilling to face their own vulnerabilities. Someone who is used to hiding pain or masking insecurity may interpret the INFJ's sensitivity as judgment or intrusion. Over time, this discomfort can grow into subtle resentment or even overt hatred, not because the INFJ is at fault, but because their presence triggers emotional awareness that others find threatening. 3. INFJs set boundaries clearly. While many INFJs are warm, gentle, and giving, they are also highly principled and protective of their energy. They know when to say no, when to distance themselves from toxicity, and when to stop offering emotional labor that is unreciprocated. Unfortunately, some people interpret these boundaries as coldness, rejection, or betrayal, instead of respecting the INFJ's need for self-preservation. These individuals react with anger or resentment, failing to see that the INFJ's actions are rooted in self-respect, not malice. 4. People are jealous of their insight. INFJ possess an innate ability to understand situations, emotion, and human motivations more deeply than most. This insight allows them to navigate life with clarity and make decisions based on intuition and understanding rather than ego. For some, this can be threatening. People may feel envious, insecure, or defensive in the presence of someone who naturally sees through complexity with wisdom. Instead of appreciating this skill, they may respond with hostility, distancing themselves, or subtly criticizing the INFJ to protect their own ego. 5. They don't tolerate toxic behavior. INFJs are highly attuned to the energies of those around them. They instinctively recognize manipulative behavior, dishonesty, and emotional toxicity, rather than endure relationships that drain them. INFJs take action, sometimes ending the connection or limiting their involvement. Unfortunately, people with toxic tendencies often interpret this as rejection or betrayal. INFJs' refusal to tolerate negativity can spark resentment. Because their boundaries force others to confront consequences they were not ready to face. 6. They reveal uncomfortable truths. INFJs are honest and insightful, often articulating truths that others avoid. Whether in conversations, advice, or observations, their words can illuminate aspects of reality that others prefer to ignore. While this honesty is meant to help and guide, it can provoke resentment in those unwilling to face these truths. What INFJs see as constructive feedback or gentle guidance may be perceived as criticism or attack, triggering hostility and misunderstanding. 7. Their emotional depth can be misunderstood. INFJs experience and process emotions at an intensity that is often unfamiliar to others. Their reactions to situations are layered and nuanced, which can appear overwhelming, confusing, or even dramatic to those who prefer simplicity or superficiality. People who struggle to understand emotional complexity may become frustrated, irritated, or even resentful of the INFJ's depth. The INFJ is not wrong for feeling deeply. They are simply too big emotionally for some to handle. 8. They radiate authenticity. INFJs live authentically. They rarely compromise their values to fit in or appease others. This authenticity can highlight the inauthenticity in others, making them feel exposed or judged, even unintentionally. Some people may resent the INFJ simply because their presence reflects the gap between who they are and who they aspire to be. Authenticity, while a virtue, can provoke insecurity and jealousy in those who fear being seen for who they truly are. 9. INFJs don't seek approval. Unlike many who crave validation, INFJs are guided by their inner compass. They live according to their principles, regardless of external approval. For some people, this independence is threatening. They may dislike the INFJ for not conforming, for refusing manipulation, or for being unreachable emotionally. INFJ's ability to remain anchored in their values challenges others' need for control or validation, which can breed subtle resentment or overt hostility. 10. Their presence triggers self-reflection. Perhaps the most profound reason people hate INFJs is that their presence forces others to reflect on themselves. INFJs intuitively inspire introspection, revealing unconscious patterns, insecurities, or flaws. While this self-awareness is beneficial, not everyone is willing to face their shadow. Some react defensively, projecting anger or dislike onto the INFJ, rather than confronting their own fears. The INFJ becomes a mirror, reflecting truths others are not ready to accept. When people experience discomfort, jealousy, or exposure, they often project their negative feelings onto someone else. INFJs, with their clarity and emotional presence, become convenient targets for projection. The sudden hatred or distance they encounter is rarely personal. It is a reaction to the observer's own internal conflicts. Projection is a defense mechanism. People unconsciously transfer their feelings of inadequacy, fear, or guilt onto others. INFJ's depth, insight, and authenticity act as catalysts for this projection. By seeing the truth, demonstrating empathy, or standing firm in their values, INFJs may inadvertently trigger insecurity or envy. This understanding is crucial. INFJs are not the cause of hatred, but they illuminate discomfort that others are unwilling to face. INFJs are extraordinary souls. Their empathy, insight, and authenticity are rare gifts that challenge, inspire, and illuminate. When people suddenly hate them, it is not a reflection of inadequacy. It is evidence of their power to provoke reflection, clarity, and awareness in others. INFJs must embrace their uniqueness, protect their energy, and continue walking a path of authenticity. They have the strength to rise above resentment, transform rejection into growth, and attract connections that honor their depth. Every challenge, every subtle betrayal, and every sudden shift in perception is an opportunity for INFJs to refine their boundaries, cultivate resilience, and shine even brighter. To every INFJ watching, your depth is your power, your empathy is your gift, and your authenticity is your truth. The world may not always understand you, but that does not diminish your worth. Stand tall, shine brightly, and continue being the rare, extraordinary soul you were born to be.